What are digital assets? What are cryptocurrencies? What is Bitcoin? These are questions I get asked all the time, and it's primarily a revolution. It's a revolution. It is something that is changing the way the world works, and we either need to understand what it's about or we get left behind. In this video, I want to unpack what cryptocurrencies are and what they are as digital assets. My name is Neil Forster from Organic Growth, and in this channel generally we talk about property, but actually we're all about wealth creation, and wealth creation as a means to an end, and that end is financial freedom. And so what I find myself doing is teaching people how to use property to get to financial freedom. And now we're adding cryptocurrencies too, because it's another asset. Think of cryptocurrencies as digital assets, and it's good to add them to your portfolio. So you're owning cryptocurrencies and properties, and the difference there is, as I've said before in my other videos, with other people's money, in other words, the bank's money, you buy property. With your own money, you buy digital assets because the returns are so much higher, and you can't use the bank's money to buy cryptocurrency. So that's kind of, if you're wondering, what do I do, where do I spend my money, that's how we segregate it. So let's get stuck into what digital assets are. And I'm going to use Bitcoin as my example, because Bitcoin is the big daddy. It's the first one. And you know, years ago when electricity was discovered, and imagine yourself trying to explain electricity to a man who owns a factory. And he's got his laborers there, and he's extracting, he's got his steam engine producing steam, and that's driving conveyor belts, and that's turning various engines over. And when it gets dark, he lights candles, and so on. And he might have a printing press or some sort of press that's also using the steam engine, the power from the steam engine. And he's sorted. He knows how to do things. He's got a boilermaker. He knows how things are. And now you come along with this new technology. It's a disruptive technology, and it's going to disrupt how he does business. And he either goes with it or he gets left behind. So when I'm trying to explain electricity to this man, I will say, okay, let's talk about lighting. Instead of you lighting candles, we're going to put these incandescent light bulbs in, and we attach a copper wire to it, and when you push the button over here, the light comes on. And he'll say, but why do I need all that hassle? I've got candles. Fair point. But then I'll say to him, but electricity's not everything. It's not only about lighting. You see that steam engine there, it's converting coal into steam and heat and all the smoke and that's creating power, and you're using that energy in your process as well. The other thing called an electric motor, it's little, doesn't make all the steam, doesn't make all the smoke and the dust and all the hassle. You plug it into this electrical supply and you switch it on, and it's got power, like as much power as horses, and we call it horsepower, and so on. So what you do is to try and explain a disruptive technology, you've got to use all these metaphors. So it's like a candle, it's like horsepower, it's like. So that's what I'm going to do with cryptocurrencies. And I'm going to give you a whole lot of metaphors. And the thing is, Bitcoin is all of these things and more. So the first thing is, you've heard of the blockchain. The blockchain is actually a ledger, and they use the word immutable, which means it's unchangeable. And essentially what it is, it's a ledger, it's a digital ledger that says at this point in time, all the Bitcoins that are in the world are in these various places. And it's an accurate record of who has what. And that's called a block. And at the end of every block, which is like every 5 minutes or every 10 minutes, depending on the chain, Bitcoins, I'm not sure what it is, I think it's 5 minutes, but it's not really relevant. At the end of a short time period, that's the block closed, and once the block is sealed, it is encrypted, hence the word cryptocurrencies, and it can never be changed. But the next block is the ledger as it was before, plus these changes. So every block is a whole set of changes to the previous one. And then we have this network all over the world, so Bitcoin is also a network. It's like the internet, it's like a network, but it's more. You see, it's like a ledger, but it's more. It's a permanent ledger that nobody can change. Nobody can change the history. So it takes out fraud and all those kind of things. That's all that, to be able for it to function as a currency, you need to make sure that it can't be counterfeited. So Cryptocurrencies or Bitcoin is also a currency, but it's more than a currency. It's better than a currency. You know, if I take a coin or a dollar bill or a rand bill and I give it to you, I've exchanged currencies with you, and I can use it as a medium of exchange to buy something. Well, I can do the same with crypto, but it's more. If you really wanted to and you work very hard, it can be anonymous. But generally, from the authorities' point of view, they can follow the trail. So it's better than money in many ways, that you can follow the audit. This is like an audit trail to where the money's gone. And I can send any amount of money all over the world. And it's just a lot more secure. You don't have to haggle over change and so on. So it's like currency, but it's better. It's already electronic. It's also like gold. It's a store of wealth. Gold is a store of wealth, and Bitcoin is a store of wealth. But it's better. You know, if you've got gold, you've got to build a Fort Knox, and you've got to employ all these guards and security systems and really spend a lot of money protecting it forever. You've always got to protect it. So now you're spending money to try and protect, to stop somebody stealing what you've got. And what's more, if you want to transfer gold into the thing, say I want to send money to America from South Africa, and if I want to send, say, a bar of gold, whatever it costs, but say I want to send $1 million worth of gold to America. Can you imagine what it's going to cost me? There are couriers all the way, security cards. I've got to send this gold across the world. It's quite clumpy. It's really chunky and costs a fortune. I can send $1 million from South Africa to anywhere in the world. It'll take 1 or 2 minutes and cost less than $1. So you can see, and my Bitcoin can't be copied. And it can be used as a store of wealth, and I can move it around at the speed of light. It literally goes at the speed of light. The delays are the blockchain on the other side, but it actually moves at the speed of light. Okay. Another thing that Bitcoin or cryptocurrencies or digital assets are they're like shares in a company. Think of it as venture capital. You've got a new venture. Most of the cryptocurrencies that are out there are actually venture capital, where they basically launch. They generate coins, which are given out as or sold like an initial share offering. It's called initial coin offering, or an ICO or an IGO, all the words for it. But essentially, what it is you're saying, Mr. Joe Public or Mrs. Joe Public, come and invest in our project, and this is what we're going to do. And if it does well, the value of your shares are going to go through the roof, and there's your investment. So it's like shares, but better, because with shares, normally what you have to do is you've got to have a central exchange like the Johannesburg Stock Exchange, the JCE, or something like that. That's got to go. You've got to trade your shares for always. You've got to trade it for money. You've got to swap your Anglo-American shares for rands, and then you can go and buy some other shares with those rands. And you need an intermediary. Well, now you can do it yourself. And not only do you have to can you do it yourself, but instead of going from say Anglo-American shares into rands into De Beers shares, you can just go straight from the one to the other. And so it kind of functions better than shares, and it's DIY. You do it yourself, and you do it in a blink. So, and then cryptocurrency as a whole, this whole thing, I don't know what to call it. It's like a network. It's like a bank, but it's a self-service bank. Now, all of your banks at the moment they're trying to push you into do it all self-service. Don't come into a branch. Don't worry us. It's all on and when you phone in, you actually you talk to a robot. Well, let's not mess around. Let's just do it ourselves. And with cryptocurrency, they allow you to you can do all the transactions you want to yourself, just with a couple of clicks of a mouse. You just got to know how it works. So, for example, you can do Forex. I can send money internationally, like this, and it's very, very cheap. If I had to send dollars overseas or rands overseas, or I want to send money to Europe, I've got to pay to have it converted into Forex, into another currency, and then I've got to send it, and it takes a matter of time, days, even weeks, and it can cost as much as 20%, depending which country you're sending it to. Whereas with cryptocurrency, it costs a matter of cents, and it happens like this, and you do it yourself. And you don't have to go and stand in queues at the bank and apply and send it and wait for the Forex and all these kind of things. It's kind of off the grid. It's like a bank off the grid. And what's more, in the cryptocurrency world, you can go and borrow, you can lend, You can invest, you can pay, so you can do all the normal banking functions, but you do them yourself. It's instant. You know, you can go and loan money. You can put up your cryptocurrencies collateral, and that will take you all of 30 seconds. Click to click, done. You decide how much to do, and then you can go and borrow against that collateral. Again, click of a button. I mean, if you had to go into a bank to try and borrow money, even if you've got collateral, you've got a property, whatever, it takes weeks. It costs a fortune in attorney's fees and so on. And yeah, with a couple of clicks, you've done it. And so it's better than banking. So that's why I say sometimes if I talk to banks now, I say you want to know what your future is, go and look at the post office. The post office that didn't change to email when they had the chance, when they saw that email, that the internet was disrupting everything, and that we weren't going to post letters anymore. I mean, when last did you send a letter? I can't remember when I last wrote a letter, put it in an envelope and post it. I'm not even sure how to do it anymore. I'm not even sure what the postal fees are. See, I just send an email. I send dozens of emails a day. It goes instantly and it costs me almost nothing. Then the next thing about cryptocurrencies is they are decentralized, or it's a distributed ledger. So it's distributed over this network all over the whole world. No one person is in control of it, and it's not subject to any one country. So, for example, America does not control Bitcoin. America cannot switch Bitcoin off. Last year, 2021, China banned Bitcoin, but it didn't stop Bitcoin. It just, the people that were in China had a problem, so they just moved it out. And I think the day that they outlawed Bitcoin or cryptocurrencies in China, China became billions of dollars poorer that morning. Everybody who was in China, they just transferred it into exchanges outside the country, done. So it is independent of a government or a regime. So you might be wherever you are in the world, and some tyrannical regime takes over your country and destroys your currencies and whatever, you can be safe. You can have your money outside of it. So with all this in mind, you know, that it's a better ledger than any bookkeeper can have, because it's encrypted and so on. It's a better currency than is available. It is a better store of value than gold. It's better than shares. And what's more, all of these little things are programmable. You can add a computer program to your currency. I just forgot to mention that. In terms of, imagine if I pay you a 50 Rand note and it's actually got a computer program embedded in it. That's what cryptocurrency is. So it's all these things and better. And it's self-service banking. And it's decentralized, not subject to any regime. And of course there are problems. Of course there are problems with regulation, and government's so excited about it. Well, how do we regulate it? How do we control taxes? Yes, these will all have to be solved. But the value of your coins are decided by the group. In other words, the market value is decided. It's based on confidence, really. And this is a revolution. It's a revolution of the financial system. And we get an opportunity now, early days, to get in there and buy some of those assets now, so that when it explodes, you are there. Imagine, you know, the internet back in 1990. Imagine if you could buy shares in Google. Just wind the clock back now and go and buy shares in Google, or buy shares in Amazon or Apple. You know, so that's what we have the opportunity of. We know where this is going. We know it's disrupting technology. Yes, you're a little bit late, but not really. You're still very, very early. So if this has made sense to you and you want to know more, we've got a course coming up soon. Most of it's in the can. We're just busy putting it all together. But please subscribe to the button below, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. And then when our course is available, we'll let you know on this channel. And then you can join the revolution. We'll show you, you know, in our course, we show you how to actually partake in this yourself, how you can buy the coins yourself without getting scammed. We're not going to take your money. We're not going to say, give us the money, we'll buy you Bitcoin. Not at all. I'm going to show you how, in the course, we show you how to do it yourself, how to be independent yourself, to be able to secure digital assets yourself, and how to be safe about it, not get scammed. And yeah, there's so much to it, how to use it. So it's at this point, I think the course is about 13 videos so far, plus written material. So go ahead, please subscribe, and then when the course becomes available, we'll let you know. We haven't even worked out what we're going to charge for the course yet, But that's all coming up very soon. So go ahead and subscribe and you won't miss out. Thank you.